Hello guys, how are you? Today on Thursday, what we're going to do for reading, we're going to practice with our fluency again. So for this exercise, you really need the north wind and the sun. You need that fluency passage up on your computer. So if you don't have the north wind and the sun up on your computer, you need to pause the video and pull it up now so that you can follow along. Okay, now that you have the north wind and the sun up on your computer, it's really important that you follow along as I'm reading each word. This will help you to understand how to pronounce or say the word correctly. Remember, with fluency, we're trying to see how much, or actually how many words can we read correctly in 1 minute. So that's our goal. How can we read the words correctly? How can we read them at a good pace? That means we don't speak too fast. We don't speak too slow. We read one word, then another word, and then another word. We don't have to stop and start a lot. Also with fluency, when there's a period or some sort of punctuation mark, we pause or stop for a moment before we continue reading. So we're going to practice these skills today. I will read this aloud, and then for your work today, you need to practice reading this passage, I would say at least 3 times. You read it to mom or dad, grandma, grandpa, neighbor, brother, sister, stuffed animal, whoever. You need to read it to someone at least how many times? 3 times. Yep, 3 times. And then after 3 times, you can record yourself reading this passage on Class Dojo Portfolio. That's one thing you need to do. The last thing, or second thing you need to do, is you need to answer 2 fluency questions at the bottom. What did the north wind and sun argue about? 2, how did they settle their argument? That means, like, how did they stop their argument or or come to a good place with each other? At this time, you need to follow along as I read the north wind and the sun. One day, the north wind and the sun argued about which of them was stronger. The argument went on for several days. Finally, the sun said, "I know how we can settle this argument. Do you see that traveler walking down the road? Whoever can make him take off his coat first is the stronger one. Do you agree?" "Yes," answered the north wind, "but I would like to be the first to try." So the north wind gathered its strength and blew. However, the traveler shivered and pulled his coat more tightly around himself. The north wind kept blowing, but the more it blew, the more the traveler held on to his coat. Then it was the sun's turn. First, the sun sent gentle, warm sunbeams down upon the traveler. Right away, the traveler loosened his coat. Then the sun sent down even warmer beams. After a minute, the traveler became so warm that he removed his coat. And that is how the sun proved it was stronger than the north wind. So now it's your turn to practice 3 times, then record it on Class Dojo Portfolio. Then you need to answer the 2 comprehension questions. Best job with your fluency practice.